Hi everyone, it's Karen, and I'm back to share a project that was inspired by Rosanne at Roxy Fiber Arts on YouTube. And I will leave a link to her process video. I think there's about 4 parts to it. I'll leave you the part where she actually starts to design this, because at first she starts to design or alter the bag and then decides to change it into a dress form, which I thought was just genius. And she is a genius. She's a genius artist. So if you do not know her, you need to go over and look at, she has hundreds of videos to look at for inspiration, and she's just gets some of the most amazing inspirational ideas. So what it was a bag that her and I are on the same design team for Angel Dreamcraft Kim, and Kim sent us our design team package in a satin, this light pink satin bag. And the bag was about, I didn't measure it for certain, but I don't know if I can I maybe figure it out? I would say the bag was like 5.5 inches wide and about 7 inches long. And you take that bag, and I just took the drawstring out of the top of it, and then Rosanne shows you, you just take needle and thread and you cinch down, do a running stitch and cinch down the middle to create the bust, and fold down the top a bit where the casing is left from your where the bag was closed. And then Rosanne did not stuff hers, but she did mention that she thought that was a good idea, and I thought it was a good idea. So I put a little bit of fiber fill in here, and then you cinch in the waist, which is again is a running stitch, cinch it in, and then you just decorate it. So the bag becomes the dress form, which there it is there. All the pink satin that you can see is that bag. And there's the back of it, and it's cinched in at the waist, and then it goes to here. And then the rest of this is all my laces that I added. Now, I had a lot of fun with this because I have a lot of vintage and other laces that I have a stash of that I haven't used, and I've had them set aside, and I wanted to use them on a project then that I'm going to hang this up in my room and enjoy it. And it also just reminds me of the wonderful crafters on YouTube and how inspirational they are. After I did that, I finished it off so you can't even tell it was a bag before, really. Like here at the top is where I folded the top of the bag in where the casing was, and I just hand stitched that down, and then I used these beautiful floral. This is a part of a floral trim from Angel Dreamcraft Kim. That one happened to be one in my newest design team package that I got, and I used a bit of that. And then on the back to finish that off, and then all around the top here to frame this whole top piece of the dress form out, I used part of the bridal trim that's from Angel Dreamcraft Kim that has these beautiful sequins on it, and the florals with the sequins. It's such a pretty trim, and it comes in pink and white, and it's just so pretty. And that's just cutting a very small piece of it off. This is another piece from that bridal trim from her shop, and I put that in the center, just underneath sort of the breast part of the dress form. And then I used a netted lace from Kim's shop in the background here in the lower part, and then 2 little pieces cut out of that same lace. And then I put one of her beautiful blings here on the front because I love the color. In the camera, this looks more peachy colored, and it is a peachy pink, but it really does look really like just a deeper shade of this color, and it really looks pretty. And then under that, then there's that mesh piece that runs there. And then the skirt, I just layered and layered and layered. And then I added a tassel of fibers and pieces of lace. And this one piece of lace I had left in my stash, and it's so pretty with the sequins on it. I added that just down to dangle down the front. So I'm gonna flip that out of the way, and I'm just gonna go through and show you all the layers and tell you a little bit about the skirt here. So remember, the bag ends here, and that's where my skirt starts. I did add a little bit of embellishment here at the waist with a little floral and a little bit of a dangle, and that I used in the skirt as well, and I had that piece left, so I added it there with a little piece of bling from my stash. And then the rest of the skirt just cascades down. I'll just show you the back while we're here. I put a short piece of lace just at the top here to finish this off nicely. And I pinched it as I put it on. And so I did go in and clip it in some places, because that's how you make it lay flat if you gather up a lace a bit, because it'll stick up. This is a piece of fabric lace that I had in my stash, a piece that I had left. So I used that down the back to give it the base and the bulk that I wanted. And then I glued a second layer of lace. I did some gluing and some hand stitching. This one I glued on. It was a piece that I had left, had it in my stash for a long time. And I glued that just onto this one to again give a second layer. And that's on the back of glued to the bag. And then this is the back of my dress. And this is a vintage doily that I had in my stash. It's a huge doily. I just cut a piece off of it. I would have enough to do probably 2 more dresses. And it's not a small piece. It's at the top here. It's about, what is it, 5 inches, 5.5 inches, the bottom of the bag. And then it goes down, and then it has this gorgeous like 3-inch of crocheted lace at the bottom, and it's in a it's probably was white, but it has the starching in it, and it's sort of yellowed a bit with age, and it's beautiful. I mean, some of the doily actually has a couple of stains on it because it was well loved and used, and it's so pretty. So that's the back. You can see just the bit of the bag, the base of the bag right here. And now I'll flip it to the front and show you the layers that I put on the front. So I'm just going to show you the skirt part. So I started with 3 pieces of this floral trim, and I didn't put a little extra piece of that bridal trim in the middle there just because it's underneath the tassel and you're never going to see it. So I didn't want to waste it. So I took 3 of these, and this is from a beautiful curtain that I got, and it is, I don't know if it's vintage, but it's very old, and it's very beautifully detailed stitching on it. It's absolutely gorgeous. Has these big flowers at the top, and I just bought I only have like a foot section, and I've just been hoarding it, and I've used it a few times in projects, but I haven't used it in a long time, and so I used that for the first layer on her dress. I added 3 loopy flowers on the very bottom of that because I've always loved these loopy flowers, and so I thought I'm going to use those in a project for me. Then if I flip that up, I added this piece, which is the same as that little bit on the back that I showed you. So 3 florals with the dangle on it. So pretty. And then underneath that, I added 2 rows of this pretty creamy polka dot lace that I have in my stash that I absolutely love. Then here's another piece. And then, whoops. Oh, it's just, I glued it a tiny bit there to hold it down, I guess, which I didn't mean to do because I've kept them all separate. And this one I glued on as well. And then these ones at the bottom, the eyelet and this fan trim and the polka dot tulle trim at the back are the hand stitched on here onto the eyelet, which I also hand stitched, which is hand stitched onto part of the doily. So I hand stitched that eyelet onto here. And I did that because when you're gluing onto doily, it's easy to get really messy, and you also can burn yourself really easily. So I just chose to hand stitch because I knew that it would be much easier in the end, and I just did a straight stitch, really simple. And then on the bottom of the eyelet, on the back of it, I added this beautiful polka dot tulle trim, which is from Kim's shop. I just have had it for a while and been hoarding it. I love these tulle trims, and I love the polka dots. This is a fan trim that look at the detail on that. Isn't it so pretty? And I've had this for a long time, and I almost used up the whole piece that I had. And so I just hand sewed that all the way along the bottom of the eyelet. And then behind that is that beautiful, beautiful doily. And then of course the back layers that I showed you that are heavier. I chose 2 pieces that were heavier so it would give it stability. So if you count the 2 at the back, 2, the doily, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 10 layers to her skirt. And it's beautiful. It just hangs so pretty and it looks so nice when it's hung up. Now she made hers into a lace hanger. So she put like a piece of lace at the back, a loop, so that she could hang laces on it. I haven't decided what I want to do with mine just yet. So for now, she is going to hang on the wall, and we'll see what inspires me to do what else with her. But right now, I just love how she turned out. She's so, so pretty. I did put a hanger on her, just some frayed chiffon. That's again from Angel Dream Crafts Kim. And it was just a perfect match in color to this soft pinky satin. So I thought I would use that as the hanger. Thank you, Rosanne, for the inspiration. And I wanted to get a video up and show it to you because I was speaking to Rosanne on Messenger, and she knew that I had made it, and I just wanted her to see that she does inspire. It's really nice to know when you've inspired someone to create a project of their own, and I just love how this turned out. I would love to make more of them, to be honest. So if you're interested in having one made, you can leave me a comment below, and we can discuss that if that's something you're interested in. Okay, I'll be back soon with some more projects I'm working on. My desk was covered with stuff, but I quickly cleared it off, just sort of. It's actually buried all underneath this tablecloth that I put on here so that I can get right back to crafting. But I wanted to get this video up. Okay, talk to y'all later. Bye.